Hello everyone, welcome back. Got a bit of an exciting video here. As you can see, it has finally arrived. I have waited 4 months, I think. I'm pretty sure I ordered this back in August. Granted, it was a pre-order, so it wasn't like I was going to get it in August. However, they did delay it 3 times, I think, all the way to December 2nd, which is today. So yeah, 3 delays and 4 months later, it finally arrives. And I'll show you on this side the packaging. I've already kind of torn into it like a hyena. But as you can see on the side there, it's got the nice cabinet. It has a light-up marquee, which is very cool. You can read that sideways. A light-up marquee, you got a light-up game board. And then what I actually wasn't expecting is it actually comes with a stool as well. So it comes with the Marvel Vs. Capcom stool, which I actually, before this came out, I went ahead and bought the Marvel superhero stool. So this guy is kind of outdated now. And you can see in the background I also have the Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet. So yeah, these will be going side by side when this is all said and done, which are probably 2 of my favorite fighting games of all time, so I figured if Arcade1Up was making them, I have to at least get those. So, you know, it's kind of like Nintendo products. If you don't get it now, you'll probably never get it. So that makes it very important to try to get them when you can. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to be doing this in parts. Obviously, first I'm starting with the riser, since you're supposed to put it on top of that anyway. And yeah, I guess I'll just be kind of keeping progress as I go, and then afterwards I'm going to test it out and do a review of the thing. Okay, part 1 is now complete. As you can see, this is the riser all put together. You got Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Captain America on that side. On this side, you've got Ryu, Captain Commando, and Mega Man. Yeah, and then as you can see on the front here, you've got a little bit of the roster going on here. My main picks always being Venom, Captain America, Gambit, maybe some Mega Man thrown in there. But yeah, I'll be working on the stool next, so on we go. Alright, the stool is done. As you can see, it looks very cool. It's pretty much the perfect stool for me, actually, because it has Captain America, Venom, and Spider-Man all in the front. So of all the characters they could have chosen, it works out very, very well for me. As you can see, I have the riser in place, and soon it will be next to my Mortal Kombat machine. So yeah, stay tuned. It's almost ready. Interesting design note to point out, by the way. I'm nearly finished with this thing. And you can see the marquee up here, which lights up, by the way. Show it right there. Very nice. But anyway, as you can see on the back of it, it has speakers now, which is something that I know people complained about in the past, is that I'm pretty sure most or all of the arcade machines only had 1 speaker. So this one now has 2 speakers. And if you notice where it's up underneath the marquee, if you look at the Mortal Kombat machine, that means the speakers are going to be like right up here underneath. So if you look at this machine here, the speaker is right here in the corner, which obviously means it's only 1 speaker, but that also means that it can't get nearly as loud or have like kind of a, I don't know what you would call it, like binaural sound to it. So that is an interesting thing to note, is that going from 1 speaker to 2 speakers, and also the different placement of the speakers too, which will probably, I would imagine, give it more of an atmospheric sound coming down as opposed to going up. So we'll see when it's all together, but as you can see, it is getting very, very near done. The screen has been put on, and it is very close. Alright, after about 2 hours or so, everything is finally assembled, and as you can see, it looks absolutely spectacular. You can look at the side there, got all the artwork, which you pretty much won't be able to see because I'm going to push it right up against the Mortal Kombat machine, but the art that I really care about is on the other side. Kind of spin it this way. So this is the side that's going to be facing outward. So you can see it's got the Marvel characters on it, with Venom, of course, the classic. So yeah, as long as he's facing out, I'm all good. But yeah, I'm going to push this up against the wall with the Mortal Kombat machine. As you can see down here, it tells you what games are on it. It's got 5 games, actually really good. They have the first 5 Marvel superhero fighting games, and then they have, I think this was an NES game that they kind of ported to an arcade machine. So yeah, the moment of truth. Let's see if it fires up. And see if I scream or not. Oh, there we go. Alright. Oh, that marquee looks nice. Try to focus in on that. Yeah, that is nice. Yeah, it also said you can change the color of it too, so I'll keep that on there while I hit the button. Oh, got the screen going here. Nice. Wait for it to get to the character, or game select screen, I should say. Ooh. Enjoy our multiplayer feature for free. Interesting. I'll do that later. Oh, there we go. It's to the left and right. Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference between the sound level when it's in the dual speakers. Like, I'll turn it up here, let you hear it for a second. Oh, it's actually like a switcher now. Interesting. That's pretty cool. So instead of having only a few options, you can actually keep pressing it. It turns it up and down. It's actually really cool. Stars of Marvel Vs Capcom. Local game.
Let's go, Bub.
There's Wolverine there. Yeah, I'm basically just going to show off the demo here, and then I'm going to do some movie magic and cut to tomorrow after I've had some time to play with it. So I don't just want to say like, oh yeah, it was great, I've played it for an hour. So I want to give it a full day, just to really let it soak in. Winners don't use, yeah. Oh, that's classic there. That's straight from the arcade. Yeah, we get it. It's got a lot of characters. Come on. There we go. Ooh, nice. So you got the Venom, Classic Boy, Gambit, Captain America, all the classics. Yeah, this is actually very loud. Yeah, that's the visuals of it. Yeah, basically what I'm going to do is tomorrow... Oh, it actually lets you know when you're leaving or not. That's nice. But yeah, I'm going to play this for a little bit. For you, it'll be a few seconds. For me, it'll be a full day after this video. But yeah, I'll go ahead and check out the marquee cycling here. Oh, it's actually the control deck. Okay, that's cool. See, now it's red. I'll turn off the lights so you can see it a little better. Yeah, see, now the control deck is red. Ooh, now it's green. Ooh, blue. That's probably what I'm going to stay on. This is green again. Purple. I think it was like a different kind of green. Then you have like a light blue. Ooh, what is that one? I think that's just like white or kind of like a mix of colors. As you can see, it's a little bit like a tealish blue kind of. But if you look on the edges here, there's a very light up effect to it. It's very cool. And I think there's one that cycles. Yeah, this one here. So this one's kind of like the RGB mode, where it cycles between all the colors. Yeah, that is actually very, very cool. Yeah, you can see the marquee all lit up here. Yeah, look at it from a distance. This thing just looks so good. The marquee went a little out of focus. There we go. Yeah, look at this thing from a distance. That is just nice. But yeah, I'm going to give it a day. I'm going to play around with it. As I edited earlier in the video, it's not December 2nd, it's December 4th. So I just got it today because this is when they just released. So tomorrow I'll give it a play, and then I'll record some of the footage too, and go from there. Yeah, it looks very nice. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Alright, now on to the gameplay portion of the cabinet. Yeah, given that you can't just plug an Elgato or something like that into it, this is how I'm going to have to film it. Just put a tripod and a camera here. So yeah, it'll sometimes wash out when the lights come on and off, but it's the best way you're going to be able to view it. But yeah, this is the first game. It is, I think it's an NES port that they put on the cabinet. So it runs in typical NES fashion where you have to press start for everything instead of hitting A, which is kind of jarring, not going to lie. And then you have 5 characters to choose from, which is actually pretty cool. They have different varieties and attacks. Oh, yeah, see, like right there, I hit A and it sent me right back. Gonna select Captain America here. Don't really know what that screen is, so I just skip right past it. Yeah, as you'll see, given that this game is made by Capcom, it has a very Mega Man feel with the background. You have your standard punches, and then you can also, because it's NES control, so you have the A just jumps, and then B does your punches. But you also have special attacks that you can do, like if you press forward twice, he'll actually throw a shield like that, and it'll come back. And then if you do like the down forward, he'll do the charging star, which is pretty cool. So all the characters have that. They have at least 2 moves as far as I know. I don't know if there's anything more than that. Yeah, you just have your standard like beat 'em up attacks like this. Then you have a special ability you can throw in there. Do his charging star. Oop. Jump over that guy. Yeah, this one is your pretty standard beat 'em up. It seems like it's a decently long game. I saw like 5 or 6 stages in the main menu. So yeah, you can get some game time out of this one. Although I will say this one is the one that I played the least, because I basically bought this as a fighting game cabinet. So this is the one that just kind of sits in the background. Oop. Yeah, this is a general look at this one. Actually, it does look really good on the screen. I don't know if they upscaled it or if it just always looked like this, but it is a pretty nice looking game. Yeah, anyway, we'll go ahead and move on to Marvel Superheroes, which is the first of the Marvel fighting games. And as you would imagine by the name, it doesn't have any of the Capcom characters in it. And it is the smallest roster on the machine as well. It's only 10 characters. And it doesn't have Venom, so that is one reason why I don't play it nearly as often. But it does have a pretty cool roster. Like you can see here, turn the volume down just slightly. Put it at 6. Yeah, so you have Hulk, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Magneto, Juggernaut. You got Blackheart, Shuma-Gorath, which is an interesting one. You have Captain America, Psylocke, and Iron Man. Which is funny because in a lot of these games they actually replace Iron Man with War Machine. And I do understand why, because he looks a lot cooler. Like obviously his original color scheme is very nice, but I do like the black and white of War Machine. Yeah, I'll show you some of the gameplay here. If you're familiar with Marvel Vs. Capcom, this is very familiar looking to you. This one also has these stones, like you see the space stone there. Frankly, I don't really know how to use them, because I haven't played this one that much. Yeah, it is cool having that mechanic in there. Yeah, even considering that this is the first one, it's still, with a 10-person roster, and pretty good roster at that. It's actually still a fun game. Which actually, I'm glad they had a Marvel Superheroes cabinet, which I was trying for the life of me to find, and I couldn't find it anywhere. This was after I bought the Mortal Kombat one. And I couldn't find it anywhere, and I just gave up the search. I was like, you know what, they're probably going to release a Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet, so I'm just going to wait. And then they released the X-Men vs. Street Fighter cabinet, which came with Marvel vs. Capcom in it. And then also they revealed that there's an edition that has the Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet art as well. So not only did I get what I wanted, but then I got the one with Marvel vs. Capcom as the cabinet itself. So it's actually a good thing I didn't find this one. Yeah, this just gives you a... Oh, the proton cannon. Yeah, this gives you a good idea of the Marvel Superheroes. So go ahead and move on to the next one. Yeah, these early ones you don't really need to focus too much on because their rosters get bigger as they go. So these are just kind of fun to play as nostalgia's sake. But mostly I do play X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom because not only are they the two most up-to-date ones on this cabinet, but just everything about it, like the roster size, the characters they chose for the roster, and obviously the gameplay mechanics and everything like that. And Venom is only in Marvel vs. Capcom, so there's that as well. But yeah, as you can see, the roster has gotten significantly bigger from the last one. And Marvel vs. Capcom 1 is only 1v1, and this was the first one to add 2v2, which is very interesting. And it also includes Cyclops, which is very cool. And yeah, I'm going to put it on Turbo. Yep. Yeah, you'll notice the rosters in pretty much all these games are very different. They do have some characters that carry over, but for the most part they're different between each game. Which helps keep things fresh. And it lets you switch between the games too without really... basically just sticking with one of the games on the cabinet. The rosters are different enough where you can actually switch between them. Yeah, this cabinet can actually get pretty loud. I'm going to turn it down just slightly. Put it down to 5, just so it doesn't overshadow everything. Ooh. Fire off my hyper combo. Yeah, you can tell after the first Marvel Superheroes game, the controls and everything have gotten significantly better. It's just pretty much the same thing with everything. Like, if you play Street Fighter 1, most people don't even know what Street Fighter 1 is. Everyone who talks about Street Fighter, like the original Street Fighter, they're talking about Street Fighter 2. The first one was just, like, it's kind of like a weird beat-em-up style game, and it doesn't play anywhere near, like, Street Fighter 2. This one is not as drastic. Like, it still plays in the same general way. It's just improved in every way beyond that. Also, the controls changed slightly. There we go. Show off some of my Captain America skills. As I'm getting hit away. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hypercharging star. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, so this game forward is really where I start playing them more frequently. The first one is kind of like a nostalgia thing. But the rest is kind of like with the Mortal Kombat cabinet. Like, the first one is obviously, it has good nostalgic value. But I think it only has like 7 characters if I remember. And also just the mechanics of it as well. It doesn't play as well as Mortal Kombat 2 or 3. 2 is typically what I like to stick with, because it has a good blend between nostalgia and gameplay value. And it's the first one that adds Reptile too, so you have that as well. And also, as you saw on the screen there is online play for this whole cabinet, which is very cool. I just knocked the stand there. Yeah, having the online play is very cool. I have yet to find a match, because I just joined a lobby and I was waiting for the fight to end, but I got impatient and just left. So I've yet to play one. But yeah, anyway, this is X-Men vs. Street Fighter. As you can see, the roster is incredibly different. It adds Gambit, you have Rogue now in here, you have Storm, Sabretooth, Magneto, you have Juggernaut again from Marvel Superheroes. It's going to go ahead and do Gambit. And as you can see on the Capcom side, just as diverse over here. So as you can see, there is a difference in all the games. It gives you a reason to swap between them. I'm just going to go double X-Men here. I actually never played as Rogue, so this will be interesting. Yeah, that is one good thing. Like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, obviously, the roster is huge. I think it has like 52 characters. So it pretty much has every character they have ever added, including new ones. So realistically, if you're going gameplay-wise and roster-wise, 2 is the best. But for starters, it's not on the cabinet, so there's that. But also, it's a different feel as well. And another thing that people complained about with 2 is that they didn't like the soundtrack. Like, it's super jazz heavy. So if you're not into jazz, you probably won't be too into it. See if he still has the super. Oh. Nope, I don't think the combo's right. Oh no. Come on. There we go. I wasn't trying to do that one, I was trying to do the other one where he jumps to the wall. Yeah, some of these inputs are a little bit difficult to pull off. Oh, he might kill me. Unless the inputs just changed. Oh, no, well, I'm dead. Can't find out now. Ooh, look at that. It's actually a good combo to do, is the 2 of them, because they have the full screen blast, so it's a very good combo to add together. Yeah, as I mentioned, I don't know her moveset, so I'm trying to just figure out the hyper combo. Oh, oh, there we go. Okay, so it seems like it's the same input as like the Shoryuken. Oh. There he goes. You stop. Oh, got you there. Oh, nope, that's bad. Yeah, they got me on that one. Yeah, so that's X-Men versus Street Fighter there. See, as they go, the roster gets a little bit bigger each time and a little more diverse. And then it all culminates in Marvel vs. Capcom, which is great. Which is definitely my favorite of the ones on here. Not just for, as I mentioned, having Venom in it, but it's also the first one that adds Mega Man as well. Because the other 2 before it were just Street Fighter characters. So this one actually is just Capcom in general. So there you go, you got little Mega Man there. You have Strider, which is another classic. You have Venom, which probably has the coolest sprite out of any character I've ever seen. So I'm going to go ahead and select him. And I usually choose Gambit, but since I did Captain America and Gambit in the previous video, I will just go ahead and do War Machine. Oh, I got Thor. Nice. But yeah, this one is where it all comes together for me. And as you'll be able to see with my Venom play, it's slightly different from the other games. Do a little bit better with Venom. Oh, did I? Nope, didn't catch her. After she stops hitting me. Yeah. Yeah, I just love his animations. The Venom bite where he turns into the big mouth, it's just great. And then he has the heavy attack where he does the same thing. He's got these little tendrils that come out, which is great for zoning. Like that right there. Oh, not today. Oh, he actually did catch me. What about that? Yeah, his hyper combo is also one of my favorites. Pretty much out of any game. I just love that Venom rush. Oop. Sorry, Mega Man, you have to die. Ooh. See if I can pull off the other one. Oh, yeah, you are dead. Yeah, so as you can see, didn't have to change off of Venom for that one. Slightly better. Yeah, I'll just show off a little bit of War Machine as well, because I wasn't able to show him there. Ended the fight a little bit too quickly. Yeah. I do kind of wish you could select your partner. I think you can stop it as it's rotating, but it still does have a bit of a random factor to it. Yeah, you can also do the assist as well. So you can see Storm comes out, which is pretty cool. Oh, and there's also the Captain America theme, which is my favorite. Turn it up a little bit so you can hear it. Yeah, that theme is just the best. It's very Mega Man, which obviously, again, Capcom made this game, so of course it is, a little bit. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention you can also swing your webs with Venom, which is fun to do. Like that right there. Then you also have the Venom throw, if I can hit him with it. Come on, hold still. Try to knock him back so I can get him within range. Come on. There we go. Just slam him around. Yep. Not today, friend. It just completely stopped his combo there. Yeah, you can also, by the way, with that Venom Hyper combo there, you can jump over their blasts, which is very cool. Like if they're shooting a Hadouken at you or one of the Unibeams from War Machine, you can hop right over that thing. Yeah, this machine is just very good. I actually, the first part of the video where I said I was going to cut ahead and give it a day, I actually gave it 2 days just to be extra sure. Which I'll go into a little more detail after I finish this fight, win or lose. Oh, which is going to be lose. Yeah, I'm dead. Yeah, that did not go well for me on the second one there. I was relying a little bit too heavily on War Machine, and also changing the volume made me a little bit vulnerable. But yeah, very good cabinet in general. It was very nice. Go ahead and turn the lights on here. Get this thing out of its hole. It appears I stopped that last recording when I pulled it out of its frame. So, had to restart it a little bit. Yeah, so far a very, very good cabinet. I have noticed only one issue, but it's very inconsistent. Like you'll see if you look very closely at the screen, there is nothing happening, which is good. That's how it's supposed to be. But sometimes when you, like the first few times that I turned it on, you would notice little wavy lines that would just do this and jitter back and forth. And I looked it up online, and they said it had something to do with the ribbon cable. Like, I guess previous machines had that same problem. So I did unplug it and plug it back in, and it stopped. But then after a few more times of turning it back on, it started again. And then I just noticed every time I turned it on and off, sometimes it would just disappear. So it's weird. It's very inconsistent how it does it. And also, if you're a stickler for these kind of things, if you turn the lights on down here, which is very cool, but also they show fingerprints very well. So it's like, as you'll see, I'll try to show right around here if you can see them. There's a different color that actually makes them pop. Yeah, like right there. Yeah, you can see all the little, like, smudges underneath. Yeah, because those are actually underneath the cover here, so if I want to get rid of those, I'm going to have to pull the whole thing up and clean underneath it. So yeah, if you have it spotless under, because that was just basically from taking the tape off, just touching it while doing so. Left a few of those behind. And also, I don't know if I mentioned it in the last one, but I changed out the sticks here, the ball tops. Or, these aren't ball tops, these are bat tops. But anyway, as you can see on my Mortal Kombat machine as well, I have red and blue. Which, if you know, Mortal Kombat comes with 2 red sticks, but I just like the color scheme of red is player 1 and blue is player 2. So I just got my own and replaced them. And over here, these actually came with black ones. So this one came with these bat tops here. So they originally are 2 black ones like this, but I just like the color scheme better. Now, one thing I would like to do, as you can see here with both machines side by side, it's blue and red. I would like to have the red on the left here, so to be matching the sticks as well. The only problem is, the art that I like better is on this side. So as you can see, it has most of the Marvel characters. It has Venom, Captain America, Spider-Man front and center. You got Gambit down there with War Machine. So yeah, I do like it better that way. Because the other side is mostly Capcom characters. Which I also like, but I don't know, there's just something about Venom's artwork. I just like it so much better. As you can see, you have the inputs down here, which is a nice touch. So yeah, pretty much everything about this is very, very well put together. Show it from a view here. Just looks nice. Turn on the collar as well. Yeah, look at that. That was nice. So yeah, very good cabinet. So yeah, I would recommend getting it. I will also say that it is quite pricey, but if you are into arcade machines, you already know that going in. I'll also show a little more detail up here. They have the old school instructions, which is cool. You have the techniques, how to play, you have the duo team attacks and all that. So yeah, it's pretty much a perfect recreation of the official cabinet, especially with the marquee up there, which is probably one of my favorite marquees. And this one also lights up, so that's very cool. As you can see down here, you have all the games that come with it. So yeah, it's a very nice cabinet. If you're into this sort of thing, I would definitely get it, especially if you've been looking for a place to play Marvel vs. Capcom very authentically. You can't really find those anymore. So this is really the first time in a long time that they've actually done an official cabinet where you don't have to get an emulator, or if you were one of the lucky ones who could pick up Marvel vs. Capcom Origins and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the Xbox and like PSN store before they were blacklisted for some reason. I think the rights fell out or whatever. But the fact that they made Infinite just is very confusing why they didn't bring those two back. But yeah, anyway, if you're into Marvel vs. Capcom, if you're into the cabinets, I would go ahead and get it. It is kind of pricey, but right now, if you wanted an Xbox or a PS5, you can't get it anyway, so you might as well get something. Yeah, so if you can find it, because Arcade1Up is notoriously limited sometimes, I would definitely try, because it is very cool. But yeah, anyway, that's the end of the video. I don't know what will be up next, maybe some Destiny showing off Stasis or something. But yeah, this is very cool cabinet. Final image on the marquee.